Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Press Podcast, weekly conversation about what's in the paper, what we're working on, and what didn't make it to print, and what Baker County is talking about. And this week, there's not much that didn't make it to print.
Yeah, I just want to point out for everybody that this week's edition is not only has the back to school section, which I think you said was 28 pages of content. Basically, everything you need to know to start school.
Yes.
And what was it, a week from now?
Yeah, except who your teacher is. We still don't have those, but that's security, privacy reasons. But you'll get those in the mail any day now. That's everything else you need to know.
Yeah, so not only that, but then the paper went a little long, too, with a lot of the election coverage this week. 24 page, or what we got?
We had 18.
18
we had,
pages.
This is 18 pages, which is 4 more than we kind of normally run. And it's just, there was so much news. I mean, it's not even just a bunch of feel-good stories. It is government impactful news.
Yeah, we have our normal stuff that we have every week in terms of news and features, the normal beats, but with the election coverage, the question and answer sessions that we did, I don't know, a week or two ago,
it's been about 2 weeks. Yeah, we did some on Thursday, so 2 weeks ago today we did county commissioners, and then the following day, we had Marshall Rawson and Chase Brandon come in for theirs for the district house.
Yeah, and you worked really hard all weekend to get those videos edited and out, and they're out now, and everybody can spend a few hours watching those. But I just wanted to point out that our paper is probably about 3 times-ish as big as it normally is this week, but it's still the same price.
Yes. You get all of that news still for the bargain price of $1.
Who does that?
Yeah,
Nobody does that.
Everybody else goes up on their price when you get so much more, but
no shrinkflation happening
readers.
here. No shrinkflation happening here.
We are community news, whether there's a whole lot of it or a little bit of it.
We'll find it regardless.
You're getting quality. So, I mean, there's this week's icebreaker, which is kind of, I don't know.
This is what happens when you let the inmates from the asylum.
Yes, we're missing our glue. Liz isn't with us this week, so
she's usually our director.
Yes, she keeps us on track, and she told me the key was having a timer, but I don't see a timer anywhere, so we're in trouble.
So we might go a little long today, but we'll see.
But the icebreaker is hurricane readiness.
Yes.
So you're in an area that's probably going to get more impacts if a hurricane hit. Was more of a direct hit because you're close to the river.
Yeah, I am close to the river, and I lost power last night, only for about 5 minutes, but oh man.
It's that panic.
Yeah, that panic set in. Just long enough for the panic to set in.
Yes, and I mean, around here, obviously, we've been very blessed the last year. There was no big storms that impacted us. It caused problems last year, but 2 years ago, we finally invested in a generator. I was actually mentioning about a month ago, I was like, we haven't even had to crank that thing up in a while.
And
it's probably, we are kind of in that storm season, whether it be hurricanes or whatever. Because, I mean, some of these summer storms have been, the winds have been kicking. I mean, they came through here, what was it, last week?
And
knocked
2 weeks
the power
ago on
out?
a Monday night, everybody lost power in McClenny for a couple of hours. Tree came down right here close to the office. So we're in that hurricane season now. So get prepared. Make sure you got batteries, flashlights, generators. Crank up your generator. Make sure you got gas for the generator.
That's it.
Trim those tree limbs back from your roof. Get all that stuff done for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, we're already several months into the season.
Yeah.
But it seems like typically, and of course,
it starts to get active about now, right?
Yes, it's going to start ramping up. About the time the kids go back to school, then you start getting all the threats. But, they keep saying it's going to be a slow year, so...
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yes.
No power outages and not a lot of damage.
Yes, but yeah, needless to say, I am woefully unprepared, and I'll be with everybody else. If the threat happens, I'll be placing that Walmart grocery order to restock what I need.
I got to crank up my generator, too. I haven't done that since last summer about this time.
Yeah, so it's because you definitely, when you need it, you want it to work.
Yep.
But the big story this week, those candidate Q&As, I found them enlightening. Mm-hmm. Borderline, I mean, a few surprises.
Yeah, I heard a few surprises from candidates. A lot of times, even sometimes when they didn't want to answer the question, I was a little shocked by. Usually you give candidates free airtime.
Yeah.
They fill it. Boy, do they fill it. They love filling it. But some of the candidates this go around I think felt like they didn't want to tell voters what to do or tell voters how to think. So they didn't really, advocate, let's say, for this position or that position. Right. So that was a little surprising to me.
It was. I mean, I noticed it was funny when I was doing the editing this weekend, the 2 county commission races, they are within like a minute or 2 in length of each other. Really? Yes. And I mean, the interesting was, I think in the first go round that you moderated with Jimmy Anderson and Ricky Horn, there was like 0 rebuttals. That was like a couple of guys sitting down having a conversation.
I could say that was probably the most orderly, probably the just it was just really smooth and easy to do because they were they didn't go off on any tangents. They answered the questions generally. Right. Strikingly, they both dressed very similar.
They did.
You could tell there's definitely a Baker County commissioner outfit going on there.
That's it.
But that was fun. But shout out to both Jimmy Anderson and Ricky Horn for sitting down with me. That was a lot of fun for me. So thank you.
And then we followed that with C.J. Thompson and Blake Iverson.
Yep,
and
you moderated that one.
Yep, and that one, I mean, like I said, that one was a little more. There were a few minor rebuttals back and forth, but you could tell people had done their homework. I mean,
that was really impressive too. Between those 2 candidates, both of them you could see on the video had their notes ready.
Yes.
They had studied and they were prepared. They knew the issues.
Yes.
So shout out to them for being well researched.
Yeah, and then we wrapped up those Q&As with the State House, which you don't live out here, so you're not getting in the mail what I am.
Oh man, some of the reaction to those mailers has not been good online.
I mean, I checked my mail yesterday, and I want to say I even saved them because I thought about bringing them into the office. There was 5 or 6, which tells you I don't check my mail super frequently, but I mean at least once or twice a week. There were 5 or 6 in there. They were just
all on that race.
Yes, they're all on that race, and I mean, as a printer, you know, I've done some of these before.
Yeah, you know what it costs and what it takes to run those.
Yes, the expense there is a lot of money dropping in that race, and they were for both sides. I mean, they were, but I guess and the general consensus is with most people out here, they're all negative. I mean, you get the occasional one that's, from the candidate themselves that's, hey, I've done this or that, or I'm going to do this or that. But the negativity in that race has been very overwhelming.
And it's turned a lot of people off from the comments I'm seeing online, which I mean, and I often think this about this time of year, and I mean, just so everybody knows, I mean, I used to proofread these flyers that you see in I don't do that anymore because it's kind of mind-numbing stuff, but at this time of year I often think, voters get so turned off by these glossy mailers, attack ads. You'd think candidates would see that negative reaction and maybe not send as many the next go around, but that never seems to happen.
Yeah, because I mean, I know me as a voter, when I'm looking at candidates, all that stuff goes right out of the equation. I'm looking at qualifications. I'm looking at experience. I'm looking at where they stand on things. That's what I care about. And I mean, all the negativity, like you said, it turns people off. And I mean, it gets so depressing. I mean, you almost hate to go check the mail to see what we're hating on this week.
But I would also say that the county commission races for both of those seats have been not like that at all.
Yes.
They and the Q&As reflect that. So just encourage everybody to watch the Q&As or read about them in this week's edition. Because they were so extensive. I mean, we did get a lot of feedback when we asked for questions.
Yeah, I was really impressed.
So they're about almost an hour each, I would say. Probably edited down shorter. But regardless, we could only get about half of their responses in this week's edition.
Yes, so there's going to be more.
Section coming next week.
Yeah, for those who are only getting the paper, you got the first half. The second half will be in next week's paper.
Yeah, they'll be addressing different issues. A lot of the more, let's say, hot button issues. I don't know, data centers, alcohol sales on Sunday, development,
flock cameras.
We got into all that stuff. So
yeah, so there's, I mean, the participation from our readers and submissions.
Makes our job easier.
It does. And I mean, and that way we know we are asking what people want to know.
Exactly.
I mean, and they were good, solid questions. They weren't some of these out in left field questions that don't really pertain to the county as a whole.
Yeah,
so.
And I think that also helped the candidates because they're out there listening to the same voters that
absolutely.
are sending us these questions. So I think that helped them prepare too. For the questions that they eventually got from us.
Yep. So, and I mean, kind of that leads us to the fact that mail-in ballots have gone out and are already being sent back in.
Yep.
Early voting.
The other day.
Yeah, early voting starts August 8th.
Yeah, you'll be able to vote at the election office Monday through Friday, kind of regular business hours. I think even Saturdays from August 8th until
the 15th.
The 15th. Yeah. And then the primary election is the 28th. Is that correct?
It's the 18th.
18th.
August 18th.
I wrote the script, but I don't know the script.
Yes, it's August 18th is actual election day.
Mark your calendars.
So, but yes, early voting, and I mean, they've kind of changed it a little over the years, but it seems like they do like 10 straight days of open all day. So, I mean, you have no reason to not go vote.
Definitely.
Period.
Yeah, you can vote by mail, you can early vote, you can vote on election day, but definitely get out there, cast your ballot, so then you can gripe about it in the future.
Yeah, because that gives you your right to complain if you at least took the time to have your say. So, and that moves us into our developing story, which is county budget talks. This will be like a developing story for months.
Yeah, well, it will be hopefully the last budget workshop the county commissioners will be Tuesday, 10 a.m. They didn't get through every budget that was on their agenda the last go around, so they still have to get to a couple of the constitutional officers and some of the smaller county departments, but they hit the big ones. They hit public works, that's like roads, parks and rec, sheriff's office, fire department, rescue, those big budgets. They've gone through those, so they just kind of have to take care of the rest of the business, and then they'll set actual public hearings, which they encourage. There hasn't been a lot of public input at these workshops. It's mostly been staff and commissioners talking budget numbers, but the public will be able to weigh in on the budget decisions starting in August. There'll be at least 2 public hearings once everything's set in terms of the budget, and then final adoption will come in September.
Right. So, I mean, you still have a chance to go have your voice heard.
Yes.
At these workshops and these hearings.
Definitely check out last week's edition as well as this week's to get all sort of primed and ready for those discussions coming up next month.
Because, I mean, the most exciting thing that was on the front page is paving. Whoa. They have not put money in the budget to pave a road that's not the scrap and
they get a lot of millions of dollars through the state budget in 2 programs that are called SCOP and SCRAP, and that's small county and some other words are after those, but it's for paving and repaving roads in small counties. But the county rarely takes money out of the general fund. It's sort of the tax dollars that go directly from property owners to the county.
Right.
They usually don't spend that money on paving roads. They have been budgeting about $600,000 annually in gas tax money to pave roads, but they're talking about just lumping up $1 million on top of that just next year, just to get the ball rolling. And then they're talking about we need to develop a program to continue to do this. So that's,
and they should.
So positive.
Yes, because I mean you've got so many of these county roads that they just repair, they patch. The patches don't last long.
Patching the patches.
And yes, and I mean, then you're driving over the bumps and it's like a washboard road, but the sad part is it's paved. So they're wanting to, like they said, when you look at the maintenance costs that they save by paving it, there's a little bit of a balance. Now, they weren't necessarily like talking about taking some of these hundreds of miles of dirt roads and paving them.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking
Don't
about...
get those hopes up.
Yeah, we're only talking about 1 or 2 miles next year. We're talking hundreds of miles of dirt roads in the entire county.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a while.
Yes, because I mean paving. I heard a number at some point. You know, the average cost of paving is like $1 million a mile.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money, and
yeah, if you do
that's
that
why they don't do it very often unless the state says here's some money to go pave some roads.
Yeah, and it's generally in that quantity, 1 or 2, 3 miles. You know, $1-2-3 million. And it's generally the more traversed, the county roads that get the most use.
Right. They're looking for the more well-traveled roads, but now, you know, residents in maybe those McClenny 2 subdivisions and Miltondale and those areas that are outside the city limits might finally get a nice smooth surface to drive on. So lots of big things coming up. And then Shoals Park.
Shoals Park's getting some much needed love in the county budget too, as well as some other parks. Collier's getting a new playground.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, they're kind of trying to spread the love, and then you got to do a cool story or a cool interview that will be a story in next week.
Kind of fell in my lap
yes.
Monday and Tuesday. There's been a wildfire, kind of the Northwest County area, 229, 250 area, the mailbox fire that the U.S. Forest Service has been fighting for many weeks now. There was a puppy that they kept seeing, but they couldn't get the puppy to come to them. But eventually one morning they were having a meeting at the water cooler or whatever to plan the day, and the puppy was felt comfortable enough to approach them, and they were able to wrangle it and get it some much needed care. Called County Animal Rescue. They picked up the puppy. What was kind of funny is the firefighters out in the field wanted to name the puppy Mailbox.
It's kind of an odd name.
It's odd, but they liked the oddest thing. This is going to be the only mailbox puppy in the world.
That's true.
But anyway, County Animal Control said, no, we can't do that. So they named the dog Firefly instead.
Which is cute.
Which is very cute.
I love it.
And so, yeah, I happened to be there when the firefighter that helped rescue the dog kind of got reunited as the dog was being transferred to a temporary foster.
Okay.
Dog's still in pretty rough shape. In much better spirits about 24 hours after the rescue, but still is going to need some tender, loving care for a little while longer.
All right. And I mean, you know, eventually you might see him on our pup of the week. Whenever
the idea is definitely eventually to adopt the dog out. For sure.
Yeah, so super cute, a good ending. So now we're wrapping up. We're probably doing this significantly faster than we normally do. We're wrapping up, but we are in the process of soliciting stories for Baker Backroads.
Yes. And even though it's a fall, magazine, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's happening between now that we publish that's going to be kind of cool, interesting, visually eye-catching stuff that's going on in the community. So if you know anything that fits that definition, give us a call, give us a heads up, and we'll try to get it in the Baker Backroads.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, you take into account you've got Veterans Day. There's so many holidays and so many events and things out here that people do in that time frame from like September to say February. And so, you know, anything that's super cool that happens during those months, shout it out, let us know, and then we can follow up and see about getting a story on it. So, and you can email those to Joel at editor@bakercountypress.com. You can send them to me, advertising@bakercountypress.com. And then there are obviously the next hot topic, since we had the school section, is back to school, which I believe school starts August 10th.
Yep, kids will be back August 10th. Teachers will go back a week before that. But
I think they went back like today.
Yeah, that's like
tomorrow.
now.
Yeah, that's the terrifying part. It has like snuck up on us. Some are like, we blinked and it was gone.
Definitely. But the kiddos are going to go back and the teachers are going to go back. And they're coming off some really good test scores last year. So there should be a lot of positive energy as they head back to the classroom.
Yeah, but there are a few events going on around town. I saw... we've got a couple in the paper this week. There's First Assembly of God is hosting a VBS, and they're hosting a back-to-school roundup. There's an outreach event tomorrow.
I believe it's at, I was thinking of the one at the fire station on Saturday. The back to school giveaway.
Well, that was Sunday.
Or that's Sunday.
That's Sunday. See, there's so many, but we have a calendar of events in here.
Keep us straight and you straight.
Yes, and there is one that I actually ran across this morning that I don't think we got it in the paper. Nobody sent it to us, but the hospital, Baker County Medical Services or Fraser Hospital, they have been hosting a back to school like free haircuts, and I believe that is tomorrow.
Awesome.
So there's haircuts. You get a free haircut for your kid. Last Saturday was the free shoe giveaway that the church does, where they always give out a ton of nice brand name tennis shoes.
The Tabernacle?
Yep, they hosted that last weekend, but there's multiple events. Like you said, Sunday at the fire station in Glen, they're doing, the Firefighters Union is doing an event.
Yeah, they sponsored a back to school supply giveaway, backpacks, that sort of stuff. Kind of a cookout. I believe there's going to be some bounce houses, that sort of stuff too.
Yeah, so, and I think there's in the back to school edition, one of the candidates has an event.
Jimmy
back to school.
Anderson
Yeah, he's
doing a back to
partnering with the
school.
YMCA. So there's lots going on. And
hopefully the weather holds for a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, as y'all can probably hear, it's rumbling.
It's not holding right now.
But we kind of need the rain. We got a little dry again there for a little bit, so the
river needs it. The river needs it.
Yes, the river needs it. But if you're still following along with us, drop us a raindrop in the comments.
Let us know you got this far.
That's it. Let us know you got this far, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Then you get that automatic notification when we upload videos like this, or the top 5, or the candidate Q&As. That's it. So we hope everybody has a great week, and we'll see y'all next week.
See you.